How do you do? Storyteller here, back with another episode of Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. I know we just found the sailor who we beat in an arm wrestling competition, and he told us... What did he tell us again? We met Patrick Cairns. Arm wrestles for money, but... He took the smoking pouch, but I don't believe that it's actually his. I'm trying to find the transcript. We have transcripts. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Sea unicorn, blah. Blah. Hold on. Trying to remember. Harmless flirting. It has been confirmed that Liam Hurtley was flirting with Peter Carey's wife and even fell in love but didn't go beyond affectious. Liam loved Judith so desperately his jealousy could have provoked him into committing murder. Maybe. Desperate jealousy. Hurtley's motive. Hurtley's innocence. Liam Hurtley's relationship with Judith Carey gives him motive for killing Peter Carey, or Hurtley's presence at Woodman Lee on the night of the murder is explained by his affection toward Judith Carey, the fact that he worked there as a gardener. That one. Was it red? Why was that red? Why is it red? I don't think he's guilty. That makes Hurtley my main suspect right now. So if I believe this and Hurtley's presence, Hurtley's innocence. Oh! So this... Oh, that's a conclusion! The red is a conclusion! He's jealous, but I believe his presence there is justified. Focus. His presence is justified because of his affection and he was going there to visit her. Instead, if I say this and this together, or this and this together, harmless flirting, but that his feelings for her gave him motive, that's another conclusion. So that's two completely different conclusions. One is me saying that he's guilty, one is me saying that he's innocent. That's really cool. Doesn't necessarily prove murder. It's remotely possible that an unskilled and untrained man could manage to pin Carey to a wall with a harpoon. There's a lucky throw possibility. I don't believe in luck. It requires great strength. Especially for once. One time. It took Sherlock like 4 times to do it. The other guy? Heck. Unless he's Superman, he either knows what he's doing or got severely lucky, but I don't believe in luck, so... Unexplained presence. So this is me insinuating that Hurtley is the killer. Okay. I got it. So why did Peter Carey throw Nelligan overboard? Nelligan could be avenging his father for being thrown overboard and killed by Peter Carey, but why was he thrown overboard? And why was Peter Carey's pouch there unless he was having an evening with Peter Carey? Wait, not Peter Carey. What's his name? Peter Carey. Yeah, why would he go over there unless he was having an evening with him? In which case, why wouldn't he say so? Like Peter... like I suggested. If, what's his name? Not him. If this guy, whose name I don't know, Hartley and Peter Carey were having a heart-to-heart that night about his wife, without the wife's knowledge, could have gone sour, could have thrown a harpoon at him, possibly. A lot more capable of throwing a harpoon than Nelligan, in my opinion, because Nelligan is a much smaller man. Doesn't seem like he exactly has the strength for that. Hurtley, not Hartley. A lucky throw. I could say it's harmless flirting. And presence there is justified, so that's innocence. Unexplained presence is... So my conclusion, if I choose that, is that he's innocent. I don't know how to say retrieving the notebook and lucky throw could mean Nelligan did it. Doesn't prove the murder. What if I say that it does prove murder? Then lucky throw could take great strength. No, lucky throw. So by saying this, I could say that Cairns was there that night, and lucky throw that an unskilled, untrained man could pin Peter Carey to the wall with a harpoon upon a lucky throw. So the two have lit up red, which could both suggest that Cairns did it, but they're not connecting yet, so I'm missing something that connects the two of them. So I'm still missing something, but by selecting these, it makes Cairns my main suspect instead of Hurtley. Which I don't believe. I don't believe that Cairns did it. I don't think he did. But I'm going to leave it like that for now because I'm going to try to find clues more about Cairns. Because he took the pouch back. He took back the pouch. So his pouch was there. For whatever reason, his pouch is at the murder scene. And I don't know why. I've still got my handy dandy notebook. I'm going to open it. And I'm just going to take a little review. I'm going to do the same thing he's doing. I'm doing the same thing. Sea Unicorn. 2 glasses on the table. Peter Carey. Retired in 1884. It's a lot of initials in the notebook. Harpoon was used to kill. It was the boot of Hurtley. Hurtley's boot prints are at the scene, but he could have been there visiting the wife because she had rejected him, but he still wanted to see her. Let's see. Nelligan, his father was bankrupt, left on a boat for Norway when the boy was 10, sailed for Hammerfest, met up with Peter Carey. He ended up on his ship, but Peter Carey threw Nelligan overboard for a reason we don't know. Hurtley is gardener, whose boots match, loves the wife. Patrick Cairns is a sailor, and he's a harpoonist, so he's able to throw a harpoon, and his... Hold on, I'm writing this down. Cairns, Hurtley, Nelligan. So I'm writing it like this. Cairns, Hurtley, Nelligan. Cairns, pouch at scene, drinker, harpoonist. Hurtley, in love with wife, boot prince at scene. That's it, right? I mean, just hold on. Gosh dang it. Hold on. For Hurtley, his presence, yes, he was there. He's the gardener. Han was flirting, or they're in love, but he was at the scene. And then for Nelligan had his notebook at scene, returned to scene, father murdered or killed, father killed by Carrie. What else do we have on Nelligan? Hold on. What else do we have on Nelligan? Nelligan. Father was 10. He remains physically weak. He's physically weak. Sharp knife was found near the body of Black Peter. The blade shows no sign of use. Why was there a knife? Was there anything else on Nelligan other than the notebook? His initials in book. He doesn't really have the strength to throw a harpoon, but we have the possibility that it could have been a lucky throw. I think that's about it. Begins. Woodman's Lee. You imagine I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. He called him Captain Carey. Hold on. He called him Captain Carey. So he knows he's a sailor. Not only did he know the man's name of the murdered man at the scene, but he knows he was a captain. The death of Captain Carey. Came to retrieve what was lost. John Hopley Nelligan. That's the right initials. No, yes. But wait. Yes, admission to presence on murder night. So he admits to being there on the night of the murder, but denies that he's the killer. Terrible mistake, but interrogation room. Sea knife. I don't know, I didn't kill anyone. The notebook belongs to him. pressure when he retired. Mother left securities, was taking note of head, blah. Well, so I know that was a lot to sit through while I'm muttering to myself. So, for Cairns, the guy at the bar, we know that his pouch was at the scene of the murder. He is a drinker, so he could have been taking a drink with the captain, and he is a harpoonist, which means he is strong enough to have thrown the harpoon, but he is not my main suspect. Hurtley is in love with Peter Carey's wife and writes her letters. His boot prints were at the scene of the crime on the murder night, and he is the gardener. He has every right to be there as the gardener, but being there on the night of the murder could have been explained by his presence wanting to see her after she rejected him. But Nelligan's notebook was at the scene of the crime. Nelligan's initials are in the notebook. He was there the night of the stakeout, and he admitted to being there on the night of the murder, and when he was asked why he was there, he said, "You think I'm connected to killing Captain Carey." He didn't say Peter Carey. It's enough that he knew the guy's name. He knew the guy's name, but he didn't call him Peter Carey or Mr. Carey. He called him Captain Carey. He knows he's a sailor, so he knew who he was before we knew that Carey killed his father. So he knows who this captain is. He knows that this is the captain he probably knows that the captain killed his father. He's there on the murder night and the night of the stakeout. His notebook is there, and but he's not strong enough to throw a harpoon with accuracy. So for that, I'd have to say that I would have to believe that it was a lucky throw. I'd have to believe that somebody could get lucky the first time they throw a harpoon at somebody. Because it took Sherlock 4 times to hit the target. But this little guy, who's even smaller than Sherlock, gets it on the first time and not only hits the guy right, but pins him to the wall. I'm supposed to believe this little guy has enough strength to pin this guy to the wall. But he's the one I have the most evidence on. He's the one who it makes the most sense. His father was killed by Carey, but why? Why did Carey throw Nelligan Sr. overboard? I need to read the transcript on that. Wales, blah, 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 blah. Black Peter. That's Black Peter. So he sailed with Black Peter, you say. I heard rumors about that one. Were some liar and violent to swing those fists. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain, at least not as good as Great Roger. But you ain't heard the worst, tell me. It was in 1883. Hold on. Nelligan killed in 1883, which, by the way, is the same date that's on the ring. 1883 is the same date that's on the ring. He was the captain of the Sea Unicorn. I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. That's right, because Nelligan was a bank man, a bank owner, who hightailed it north toward Hammerfest after bankruptcy, possibly smuggling away with the bank's money. The crew must have thought she'd foundered and they'd made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board. What happened to all the rest of the people on the ship with Nelligan, though? What happened to them? Who was he? I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. The skipper. I don't know who the skipper is. I need to find out who the skipper is. His baggage was just a tin box. His baggage was a tin box. And a tin box is what's missing from Peter Carey's house. Think I didn't notice that. Nelligan arrived with only a tin box. And a tin box was taken from the murder scene. Tin box. Tin box. Nelligan's son could have been there to get back, not just to kill Peter Carey for vengeance for his father, because he was 10 at the time. He's old enough to know. Not just to get revenge on Carey for killing his father, but to get back the tin box, whatever that means. Whatever's in that box, that could be young Nelligan's motive for whatever's in that box. That's strange enough. Even stranger was the second night he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him, of course. Nobody could ask Black Peter about it. You don't know what happened to him, do you? You know what happened to him, don't you? I do. I saw the skipper. The skipper. Wait, so Peter Carey at the time was the skipper, not the captain. The skipper, so Peter Carey tied his heels and pushed him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night, 2 days before we sighted Shetland Lights. Black Peter is a murderer. Those who don't, that no one wouldn't be surprised to hear it. Back in a second, I'm off to the car, so I'll be here with my drink. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine. No, I lost my pouch. Don't know where. Wait a minute, what's this? Tobacco pouch. Oh, he admits his tobacco pouch. So, I want to know what's in that box. A tin box. It's got to be the same tin box. Because the wife of Peter Carey, Mrs. Carey, said, let's see if I can find it. Where is she? Woodmansley. Detective, not an unusual. She said it. Where is it? Cathedral of Santiago. Seated the way of St. James. That's so cool. Peter Carey. She met Peter Carey in Spain at the Campo de Santiago. Or the Camino de Santiago. There was a small tin, but there it is. There it is. Do you know where your husband's private papers are? And she said there's a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers in there. So it's a tin box taken from Peter Carey's office. He says he was keeping his papers in it, but that doesn't mean that was the only thing in it. There was a box. I want to know where the tin box is.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Yes, I know.
A pen.
What makes you think there's nothing unusual about it? Examine it. Examine it.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Yes, I know.
A pocket knife. A handkerchief. I wonder if these are connected.
Huh. Okay. Okay, let's just randomly do that. $8539. 8532. 8539. 85. C. CPR.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Missing papers. Tin box. Okay. Valuable bond certificate were kept inside the stolen tin box. That could have been what Nelligan had is bonds. Yes, retrieving the notebook. John Nelligan could have been caught stealing the bond certificates. This might have been a motive for him to kill Peter Carey. Lucky throw. It could have been a lucky throw. Does not prove guilt. Yes! Nelligan! That's the conclusion that we're coming to. Am I deciding on this? Because I feel like if I click on this, it's gonna be decisive. So hold on. For Cairns, I've only got his pouch at the scene, but they were both on the ship together. I just read that. Patrick Cairns and Peter Carey were both sailors together on the same ship. He stood guard as he watched Peter Carey throw a man overboard. The man he threw overboard was Nelligan's father. Nelligan arrived on Peter Carey's ship with only a tin box. And Peter Carey had that tin box. It was full of valuable bonds. But Hurdley was also at the scene of the crime, prowling around outside, but he's in love with Peter Carey's wife. He's in love with Peter Carey's wife, which means he could have been there to see her and try to convince her to love him, not Peter Carey. But Nelligan has no reason to be there. Nelligan has no reason to be there. He's too young to have been a sailor with him. He was only 10 years old when his father died. His notebook is at the scene of the crime with a list. Those abbreviations are all the bonds that were in the box. They're the abbreviations of the bonds in the box. He was there to retrieve his notebook after he admitted he'd been there on the night of the murder and left it there, trying to claim he had lost it. His father was killed by Peter Carey, and when confronted of asking, "Why are you here?" he said, "You think I'm connected to the death of Captain Carey." He didn't say Mr. Carey. He didn't say this guy. He didn't say Peter Carey. He said Captain Carey. He knew who this guy was. He knew who he was, and he admitted to being there the night of the murder. He has notes telling what bonds were in the missing box stolen from his father, and the box is gone, and Peter Carey is dead. Nelligan! I accuse Nelligan. Nelligan is guilty. John Nelligan is a victim of circumstance. His childhood was overshadowed by the loss of his father. He always dreamed of reunion. To find out what had happened, he made a poor decision and fell into trouble. Or, John Hopley Nelligan has been found guilty of the murder of Peter Carey, and he must be punished by the law for his desperate crime. Crap! Crap! Oh! Wait a minute. I have to determine whether to persecute him or try to explain why he did it. I can either justify his actions or condemn him. I can justify his actions. He is a victim of circumstance, but that doesn't mean his motive was good. It doesn't mean he's just trying to learn about his father. It doesn't even mean he's trying to avenge his father. He took the bonds. Unless somebody else took the bonds. But he took the bonds. He had the list of people. I have it right here in my notebook. He wrote down the bonds. Exactly what bonds. The CPR was just one of them that was torn off. But he wrote down all of the bonds that were in that box. That's why he was there. There was nothing else in that box. There was Peter Carey's papers in there. But there was nothing else in his notebook. There was nothing else in his notebook but the bonds. That's why he was there. He was there with a motive. He was there to find those bonds, and he was going to get his father's bonds back. He He might have wanted closure about his father. He might have wanted to confront Peter Carey, but he was there out of greed because of his circumstances. He's a poor man. He's wearing a tattered jacket that was his father's. He has very little money. He's there to get back what's rightfully his, and that's why he was there. And greed is murder. That's murder. Wait a minute. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, crap. That's murder. But he dreamed of a reunion. No, he didn't dream of a reunion. He dreamed of taking what was his. These bonds were rightfully his. If they belonged to his father, they're rightfully his, not Peter Carey's, and he went there to get back what he knew was his. That's why he was there. I'm owning it. I'm owning it. Confirm my moral choice. Yes, Nelligan is the murderer, and yes, it was out of greed. Oh, please let that be right. Please don't let me condemn an innocent man.
The case is solved. I am now ready to present the guilty party.
I'm so sorry if I'm wrong.
Who killed Black Peter?
John Nelligan!
It was John Nelligan, Inspector.
Ah!
I thought as much, but I failed to see his motive.
Revenge, Inspector.
No, it's not
Black
revenge.
Peter possessed the bond certificates
Yes.
that had belonged to Nelligan's father, and young Nelligan wished
Yes.
to retrieve them.
Well then, I'll arrest this Nelligan. I don't fancy his chances of getting out of prison after this.
I will accompany you, Inspector.
Please let this be right. Please let me be right. Let me be
You are
right.
guilty of the murder of Black Peter. Confess now, and your punishment may be more merciful.
No, I didn't kill him.
Your motive? The valuable securities that Peter Carey stole from your father. Carey refused to return the bond certificates, and then he threatened you. You were afraid, and in your panic, you took the harpoon and made your lucky throw.
But that's not true.
I don't
You're a
even
liar,
believe it.
Mr. Nelligan.
Wait a
It's
minute.
all over now.
Wait. I regret my choices. I regret my life choices. That's not
The case
right.
is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
Wait. Stole a tin box Kenny's bonds. This is proven by the dishonesty and the fact that he was at the scene of the murder. You have decided to bring him to justice. Hold to check your conclusion. Replay, ending, or accept decision. Check. Ah! That doesn't feel right. Wait. That's not right. Yes, that's not right. That's not right. I'm so sorry. 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 That was not right. Wait, B. Yes, he was there. But something is wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. He was there for the bonds. I know he was there for the bonds, but he didn't kill him. I don't know how I know that, but I know that. I don't know how I know that. He was there for the bonds, and he was there out of greed. But he didn't kill him. He was there. And he was there for the bonds. He was there to get them. But he was not there to kill him. He didn't kill him. I don't know how. I don't freaking know how I'm going to explain this, but he didn't kill him. He didn't kill him. He didn't kill him. He's there for the bonds. He wants the bonds back, but he did not kill him. Hurtly. Now again. Solve. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
The
He
case
didn't kill
is
him.
solved.
He didn't
I am
kill
now
him.
ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who killed Black Peter?
It wasn't John Nelligan.
It was
wasn't him.
John Nelligan, Inspector.
I thought as much, but
Revenge.
well then,
I will... John Nelligan, it was you who killed Black Peter. You attempted to convince him to return the bond certificates, and you threatened to call the police. Peter Carey was drunk. He drew his knife. In panic, you took the harpoon and made your lucky throw in self-defense. Put that in your report, Lestrade.
No, I didn't kill anyone. You have it all wrong.
you better thank Mr. Holmes for saving your neck, Nelligan.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes.
That feels
Goodbye
right
for
to me.
now.
That feels right to me, because he didn't go there. It makes sense that he was drunk. It makes... Why were there two glasses? Why are there two glasses? Why are there two glasses? Why are there two glasses? It could have been Hurtley. It could have been Hurtley. Because Hurtley was there that night. He was in love with his wife. They could have been having a heart-to-heart. Both drinking because they both knew each other. He was the gardener. They could have both been drinking and it went badly. But Nelligan was there. Why was he there? He could have drawn his knife and said, that sounds right. That sounds right, but do I believe in a lucky throw? Do I believe in luck? Do I believe in luck? I don't believe in luck. I don't. I don't believe in luck. Help! I have to... This is the only thing that makes sense. I don't think that man loved Carey's wife enough to murder Peter Carey. But I believe Nelligan could have gone to Carey to confront him about the papers that were his father's, tried to claim them, and threatened to call the police. But Carey was drunk. But why are there two glasses? I don't know why there's two glasses. But he could have been drunk. And drew a knife, and in self-defense, threw a harpoon, and luckily somehow hit and killed him. I can't spoil it. I know there's an option down there to spoil it before I make the conclusion. This is the only thing that makes sense to me. Because I don't believe Cairns did it. His pouch was at the scene. So it's possible that night Cairns and Black Peter were having a drink together. Because the man is a heavy drinker. Talking about old times because they were both on the same ship together and sailed together until he retired. Hartley was in a relationship with his wife, but she rejected him. He was skulking around trying to find her. And then Nelligan shows up. Trying to claim the paperwork after he and Cairns had already been drinking that night, and Peter Carey continued to drink and was drunk. Nelligan confronted him. Carey drew a knife. He threatened to call the police, and in self-defense threw a harpoon and killed the sailor. I have to go with that. I have to believe that. That's the only thing that makes sense. The two old sailors were having a drink together before Cairns left. Hurley was skulking around trying to find Mrs. Carey, trying to convince her to love him, and Nelligan showed up to claim the paperwork. But Carey was already drunk, and in self-defense, Nelligan threw a harpoon at him. That's what happened. That's what happened. You're about to finish the case. The save files for the case will be removed. Press no if you would like to select another moral choice. If you agree with the choice you've made, ready to start a new chapter. Sympathizing. Personality ranking is sympathizing. Was I right, though? Was I right, though? Aye, aye, Captain. Unlocked. Riddle on the rails. You're not gonna... They're not gonna tell me. They're not gonna tell me if I was right till the end. I have to play through all of these mysteries before you're gonna tell me if I was right? Are you kidding me? Okay. 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 That's how it's gonna be. That's the way you're gonna be. Okay. I know I'm being loud, but okay, I'm mad. Oh, I'm mad. Oh, I'm mad. I'm so mad. I'm not gonna get to know if I was right or not. I'm so mad. You have to tell me if I was right. I know he denied it vehemently. I know he denied it. But I have to believe that's what happened. Oh, I'm so mad. Good gosh, I'm so mad.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Hello?
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
He does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need help. Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That's the point.
I agree with that entirely.
You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Alright, well, that's where I'm going to leave it because I'm about out of time. I have dinner to make and I hear my phone ringing in the other room. Quite frankly, those are my reasons. Otherwise, I would keep going. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.